Your words be, Mr. Gangling. In what category would you put these hill men? More animal than men? How much more? In 1965, Pernell Roberts did something that shocked America. He walked away from television's biggest show at its peak. Bonanza made him rich and famous, but he called it a crusher that sent him to see a doctor for help. What fans didn't know was darker. Behind his cowboy smile was a man breaking down mentally. He turned down millions of dollars and became Hollywood's most hated actor overnight. His co-stars stopped talking to him. Directors refused to hire him. But that wasn't even his biggest tragedy. What happened to his family would haunt him forever. Pernell Elvin Roberts Jr. was born on May 18, 1928 in Waycross, Georgia, a small town where no one expected a boy to grow up and chase fame. His father made his living as a Dr. Pepperroot salesman while his mother cared for their home. He was their only child and, from a young age, he stood out. Just 9 years old, he built his own puppet theater and put on backyard shows that left the neighbors whispering. He argued with Sunday school teachers too, which shocked many in the conservative South. People began to notice his curious spirit and outspoken ways. And while some saw promise, others worried he would never fit the mold expected of him. As a teenager in the 1940s, he showed another side of himself. He played the French horn in his high school band, a choice unusual for a boy in rural Georgia. He had a gift for music, but he also loved the stage. In church plays, he often took leading roles, and when the USO shows came through town to entertain troops, he was there singing with a deep baritone voice that caught attention. Quietly, he was filling notebooks with monologues and dreaming of Hollywood. At 15, he told friends he planned to make it there one day, a dream few believed possible for someone from Waycross. After high school in 1945, Roberts entered Georgia Tech, one of the South's best engineering colleges. His parents thought this was the start of a secure future. But the dream didn't last. Within 2 semesters, he had flunked out. He skipped labs, clashed with professors, and seemed to care more about other interests than his classes. In a town where few young men even attended college, his failure quickly became the subject of gossip. His mother was seen crying. His father looked defeated, and neighbors whispered that he had thrown away his chance at a good life. But Roberts didn't see it as the end. He had already decided that a different kind of future was waiting for him. At 18 in May 1946, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. Rather than seeing combat, he played tuba and horn in the Marine Corps band, performing in more than 150 parades and ceremonies over 2 years. The discipline of military life changed him. Later, he said the Marines had taught him discipline, integrity, and a kind of stubbornness that he would carry into his career. He also risked sneaking away during leave to audition in New York, knowing he could be punished if caught. When he left the Marines in 1948 with an honorable discharge, he was tougher, more determined, and ready to chase the stage more seriously. Roberts tried college again, this time at the University of Maryland, but books and classrooms couldn't hold his attention for long. He threw himself into the theater department, taking roles in every play he could. In 1949, he performed in OLL and also appeared in Antigone, falling in love with classical theater. He rarely sat through lectures, and once again he never finished a degree. Still, while his classmates complained about exams, he searched playhouses in Washington, D.C. for auditions, convinced that academic failure did not have to define him. The years that followed were some of the hardest of his life. From 1946 to 1955, Roberts juggled a long list of jobs just to stay afloat. He worked as a butcher, a forest ranger, a railroad riveter, and even as an apprentice for the Atlantic Coastline Railroad. At times he held more than one of these tough jobs at once simply to pay the rent. By age 27, he had already flunked out of college, more than once spent 2 years in the Marines and still hadn't broken into acting the way he hoped. He later admitted that by 1950 all of those struggles taught him something important, that real purpose mattered more to him than financial security. In 1950, he found his way into Washington, D.C.'s Arena Stage Company. Life there was far from glamorous. Audiences could be fewer than a dozen people. The theaters were drafty and the pay barely covered food. He often shared tiny apartments or even slept backstage. He performed in plays like The Adding Machine, The Fire Brand, and Faith of Our Fathers, sometimes jumping between 3 productions in a single week. It was exhausting, but Roberts said those underground years built his skill and resilience. Between 1951 and 1953, he finally began to rise with Arena Stage. He played Petruchio in The Taming of the Shrew and appeared in Twelfth Night, Glass Menagerie, and The Importance of Being Earnest. He performed in more than 200 shows in a year, earning the notice of critics. For the first time, it looked like his persistence might pay off. In 1955, he took his biggest gamble yet. He moved to New York for a Broadway debut. In Tonight in Samurand, it was a risk. He had saved every cent he could, knowing that if the play failed, he might have to return to hard labor. The premiere came on February 16, 1955. Reviews were mixed, and after the show, Roberts admitted he considered quitting acting altogether, but the exposure from Samurand opened new doors just when he needed them most. That same year, his luck finally turned. Cast in an off-Broadway production of Macbeth, Roberts delivered a performance so powerful that he won the Drama Desk Vernon Rice Award for Best Actor. It was an extraordinary honor for someone still so new to the professional stage. The success carried